Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. One more look here to SUI, seeing what's going on. When we looked at this here last, there's an anticipation of the price pulling back. This is basically a play out chart here from a couple of days ago. I've been expecting the price to pull back for a little while. The likely candidate here is this 158 to 152 support range based on previous fib levels. We also can kind of see this Elliott wave pattern here playing out pretty well. So there's a good chance that this expansive wave has finished or is due for a correction. Okay, so now again, as far as pullback is concerned, I can draw out some new fib levels, post that on our playout chart here on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord soon as a result of this, but just want to kind of throw it out there, let you know that's roughly where we're at here. This is a very positive sign with it naturally pulling back here. And if Bitcoin can stabilize, I think we're probably going to see a little bit more further upside as a potential, retest or maybe a potential flag pattern here forming for this coin. So we'll look at that and much more. Let's quickly look at the back end data here first. Liquidation, kind of go from there first and just kind of use that as a baseline, because when we look at liquidation, we want to recognize that there's some important factors here, when you look into liquidation, right? So the truth is you want to make sure that you understand specifically key levels. They kind of help you understand roughly where support and resistances are, not because of liquidation, but liquidation is essentially, formed or averaged into those areas, okay? So we can kind of see here again, resistance 180 roughly, but more importantly, just an area of liquidation. Strong chance we're gonna see a liquidation hunt to that level. There's potential, of course, is 140, 130 as well, just for some longs, potentially get a hit there as well. But again, keep in mind, the price moved up so fast that this is, a lot of volume and or volatility slash liquidation in that range within the last 7 days. So this is the last 7 days on the left, and on the right we can see the last 30 days, roughly the last 1 month of look back here. And you can see, bigger picture, there is more liquidation closer to the price action than further away. So me personally, it seems like it would be sensible for the price to continue higher up from here, but once more, there's a lot of factors involved. So either way, that's just kind of a foundation of understanding where that's at with liquidation for the moment. And just to clarify again, liquidation is upwards about 190, so we can kind of just put that on the charts here. 190, got this little liquidation area there to kind of pay attention to. So let's take a look here. We got all moving averages below the price action. Doesn't mean the price can't pull back. It just implies that we got a lot of support below and we're honoring our ascending trend line. We've got a couple of ascending trends here, both a macro and somewhat of a micro transaction there. Not transaction, but more so what I was going to say is the fact that we have a transition potential that could be happening right now. And we'll talk about that here in a minute too. The thing I want to kind of get across is, first of all, the RSI being above 70. Generally, when it's above this level, there's more potential for the price to continue to run. All right, because again, we broke free from resistance. We've just been basically in price discovery within the last couple of months into the upside here recently, right? As you can tell, the price is looking pretty good, but money flow index is still higher than the RSI. That's generally favorable, but it is starting to come down a little bit, implying that we're seeing a little bit of a reduction in volume, which can imply the price is due to pull back a little bit, right? Or it also implies the fact that the price has pulled back, and that's the direct correlation there. Either way you look at it, there's still a lot of confirming factors here letting us know that taking a short position is inherently not only more risky just in general, but it's risky to short this coin. I wouldn't touch it, honestly, as far as the short's concerned. While there's plenty of potential for downside, I really don't think there's any signs here showing us that that's the reality for the moment, okay? Having said that, 4-hour time frame also looks pretty good. We did lose the 20-day SMA here a moment ago, maybe about 8 hours ago. That's generally construed as a sign to pay attention and not to just be arbitrarily taking longs with this coin. All right, so that's kind of just a bit of a transition. We can see stochastic is almost bottomed out, but it's swinging down for the second time. That does carry a little more weight. If we lose this level here, the support range about 163, we could see the price continue lower, right? But as you can kind of tell here, there's a decent amount of support right here at this level with previous candle wicks, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one broke. And now we're retesting this as a support so far twice in the last 24 hours. So again, just something important to pay attention to. This could also be the beginning of like a descending channel here. And generally speaking, these do break to the downside, okay? So just keep that in mind. There's potential we could be seeing that play out here. But everything else is looking pretty solid in the overall sense. I mean, if we look at the stochastic RSI, everything else is looking okay. And when I say solid too, to clarify, we're over 50 in the RSI. And the money flow index is right there with it. That's generally a good sign. That's usually a bouncing point. But it's not to be misunderstood because we got our momentous indicators telling us the price is pulling back. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that, right? So let's do this. Let's compare this with Bitcoin. If we take a look, anytime Bitcoin pulls back, those two red candles for Bitcoin are effectively two strong candles for SUI. So it does imply if Bitcoin corrects itself by any more, any larger of a percentage, then we're going to probably see the price of SUI pull back as well with it. Hourly time frame, let's clarify the Ichimoku Cloud, basically telling us that you shouldn't be taking a long position right now because we're on our way down, potentially to retest this lower level here. Okay, so again, I don't think this coin is going to significantly drop. I think we're going to see our bottom here relatively soon. It should be in the 150 to 158 range. That's just kind of a ballpark. But the truth is, there's a lot of signs here kind of letting us know that the price could continue lower. And while they're not like super large signs or like glaringly obvious, they are signs nonetheless. And these are more smaller time frame signs. The macro is still wonderfully bullish. I think the overall trend is still going to be up. But I would say waiting for a pullback would make a little bit more sense. And to me personally, just kind of thinking out loud here, a pullback to 158 would probably be a good start as far as a consideration for a long is concerned. Now, I don't want you just to jump into 158 because I say it's a good area right now, but based on fibs, based on more macro stuff, that would make the most sense. In fact, let's look at the point of control overall in the local area, and we can see even though there's more points of control below us, in this upper range, we can see 155 as that heaviest area of support. Again, within the most recent range, if we were just to kind of look at the upper, once we crossed the 150 range. Okay, so again, that's a good sign. For the most part, we have a lot of support and confirming factors in that area. So if that gives you some incentive, then great. If not, I would just say be patient here. I think further downside makes a little more sense. And I'm expecting Bitcoin to pull back just a little bit more. And if it does, then great. We can find some better entries on coins like this here. But I would say 152 to 158 is a solid consideration for a long for right now. That can absolutely change later though. So please don't just blindly jump into a long at that level. But at this point, it seems like a viable option. Okay, cool. Well, we'll go ahead and reevaluate again here soon. Thanks so much again for watching. If you do want to be part of our community, jump on over here to our Twitter, Telegram, or Discord, and we can see here there's pretty solid results here. Look at this. We took some profit here, all the targets from NOT. We also took some profit here with VeChain, Polkadot, Filecoin, MNT, ICP, Near, and Cardano. So it's been a really, really solid week for us here, catching up on some of those slow weeks prior to now. Things are really cranking. So congrats on that. I'm thinking SUI might be another trade we might take here soon. We did take some solid profits with it in the 90 to 120 range, but considering another long, honestly, we just got to wait and be patient. That's where I'm at. Thanks again, folks. We'll see you in the next one. Take good care of yourself. Thank you.